Uh, all right, we are live here on Facebook streaming. Hopefully, this is the moment that you all have been waiting for. This is Deontay Cooley and Malcolm Pulliam with
Yo,
Social Impact, the Plight of the Black Man in America. And today we have a guest on our show, somebody who's going to be talking about a lot of great things. We want to allow our guest to go ahead and introduce himself.
what's going on, everybody? Ash Jones, Erie resident. Uh, yeah. What else?
Nah, that's it, man. Your introduction is who you is, man. But I'm glad that we got you here in the studio today. We down here, Black Cess Media Studio. We're gonna record this live episode, so make sure that y'all join the live. We need y'all to engage in the comments. We want to have this be an engaging conversation because I feel like we got a lot of different things to talk about. We definitely gonna focus on finances. We definitely gonna focus on the bag because we have Ashton here, who's he behind the scenes with the money. He do a lot of forefront work. We want to make sure we highlight that. But we want y'all to be asking questions as well. Don't leave all the questions up to just Malcolm or myself. Make sure that you engaging with us. So, what's today? Today is Thursday, May 21st,
Thursday,
2026.
3-day weekend.
You see, make sure you're doing it. Go ahead, say something out.
3-day weekend.
All right.
I like that setup, man. That's nice.
All right, there we go. We got them.
Big up in here.
It's a little something, man. We starting something, but we about to try to grow.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got some viewers on there. It's going up. Okay. So when the comments go in there, we just see them over there.
Dope. I like that.
But yeah, so we in here, we testing out the equipment. We got some new stuff, so we're gonna be able to zoom in and zoom out. We got my man in dead center, you know what I mean? And we can back that thing out a little bit. So everybody make sure they in the picture. But again, it's good to have you here, bro. And even before we get into engaging in this conversation, if it's okay, tell us your title, where you work at and what you do, so then people can understand some of the line of questions and some of the information that you'll be providing.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm Ash. I'm the community office manager at Erie Bank at the newest location on 10th and Parade across from Denny's. The first bank we've had on Lower East Side of Erie, Pennsylvania, in over 40 years. I'm 37, so literally my whole life. So, also the first black branch manager of a bank in the same amount of time was what I was told. So, just blessed to be in a position, to try to be a resource to my community. I don't have like a expert of any kind, but also I learn the information and share with my community as best as I can. So, try to advocate and help as I can.
Mm. Can I jump in?
Do your thing.
Because we're talking about the first black banker. I've never seen. I've seen tellers, but I've never seen somebody of color in Erie that's coming out that office running a bank
Sure.
on 10th and Parade.
Yeah.
How did you feel with even when they said we building a bank on 10th and Parade in Erie, Pennsylvania, and we want you to run this? How did you feel? Like that had to be like okay, because I know you coming from Erie Insurance to
Yeah. I mean, to me, it was like I don't think I understood the magnitude of it until I started. We did the groundbreaking. We did the ribbon cutting for the actual opening, February 24th, 2025. Message or comments they can't hear.
Yeah, I'm about to see right now. See if we can. I'm checking them right now, so I was just looking to see. Let me see. Setting.
I can hear it.
that's my phone.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, but I don't think you can hear it through the mics though. It might just be going through the MacBook, and I don't think that you could change them settings while we on. Settings, interactivity, distribution. Yo, let me see. Can y'all hear? Can you hear? Can you hear us?
Check.
So you said my mic is good.
1 2 1 2.
Check.
See Wood, you can hear us.
We good. I think we good. I'm just turning them up. Let me get my phone at. Say something.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it was like you said he can't hear me or mouth.
Let me see what's going on here.
1 2 1 2.
I can hear y'all right through the joint. Say something.
Check.
Very low. All right, we need to turn these joints up.
1 2 1 2. See Wood.
Very low. Okay. All right, so this joint I can hear, but I can hear everything through here, and I can hear this mouth.
You said you hear it now below.
It's low.
All right, I'm just gonna turn these joints up. I don't know.
Turn it up.
We're just gonna see. We're gonna keep it rocking. But again, go ahead. What did you ask him out? Because he was explaining something.
He's the first black banker, head banker in Erie, Pennsylvania. 10th in parade. So my question was, how did he feel about getting that job, especially leaving Erie Insurance? You have to take some big kahunas to leave Erie Insurance.
Oh no, I was fired. They ain't say no
Oh,
problems at all. I had no job. It was time to go.
I said I was fired.
No, actually, I left. So I used to work for Erie Insurance for like 9 years. Was terminated from there, and that's another story. You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Now that you say that, I just remembered. This past weekend, I was at Uncle Rush's event, and someone who used to be my manager came up to me and she gave me a hug and she was like, "You're doing so well. I want to get with you this summer to tell you some things about your ending."
Right.
So, like I said, it's a story for another day. But to answer your question, the magnitude behind getting that position, I didn't see it until we started, and people are coming in for the first time opening up bank accounts. Never had a bank account. You know what I'm saying? Coming in with 40 grand, like 40 grand cash.
Yeah, I remember you sharing that.
I can't get over that.
40
because
grand
40
cash.
grand, $40,000 in a shoebox, and came and put it in my bank. And it's like, for any reason other than they saw me on the news and they were like, "I saw you and I saw you speak," and I was like, "Oh, I want to do business with him." So again, just super blessed to be in a position, and I'm not the first black banker. Like, I know there's a number of black bankers, but from my understanding, branch manager it's just me. So
Okay.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
big.
So first black bank manager.
Yeah.
Manager, right? So when you think about that, like, okay, first black bank, because the bank that's where the money at, that's where the cash is at, right? So I don't think that the community realizes or understands what that means when you're a bank manager and you have access to money, you have access to funds. That means you have access to a very powerful resource, but not only a resource, education. So even before we talk about the resource, can you kind of like take us through what type of education can we get at your branch?
yeah, so I've worked at other financial institutions, and the difference between our bank, I guess we're a community bank, so I just says it is what it is, community. Where I think other banks may be just black and white, you fit or you don't, you qualify or you don't. We get a little bit more wiggle room and try to understand the whole financial picture. So at my branch, we have a financial literacy room, which is also free to use, open to the public. So I implore everybody to come down to see what we got. The way we look at it is we're trying to earn the business, or earn the right to ask for the business. So,
Right.
just being a resource, excuse me, you don't have to be a member of the bank to come to these classes. You don't have to be a member of the bank to use the room. But, take it as our obligation and our duty to try to, teach the community as best as we can. Because like I told in the thing we spoke at last week, it was not taught in our community, for whether it was by purpose or not. So, learning as best I can and just share it.
Okay.
That's when you were speaking at the town hall. You hit some good points, and I'm glad you're here today so that the people that wasn't there get to understand about money value. Like I'm a grown man and still don't understand money, let alone going to a bank in a neighborhood that none of this was here. They trying to
Right.
grow parade.
Right.
So to have an institution in this community, in this neighborhood, is big. I think we need to have people understand how big it is, because you said somebody bought $40,000 cash,
Yeah, shoebox.
and imagine if they had that money in the bank, what could have happened with that money?
I just understanding how compound interest works, or like the fact that you could have lost all 40 grand of that and it wasn't insured. You caught your house catch on fire, not only you lose your home, you lost 40 grand
Right.
in cash because you had it just sitting under a mattress. So Always stressing the importance of building a relationship with a financial institution because they can help you further your goals, whether it be buying a house or buying a car. And again, we're here to earn the business. So we're not
Right.
saying come in and let us get your money. No, come see what we got. Let us help you out. Help me help you. That's my job is to help. So that's why I'm here. Literally, my check is the same, and it sucks that I gotta leave with that sometimes because I think sometimes people think, oh, you're just trying to help because you got, it's a ROI. It's not. I get nothing.
I
back
was
from
wondering
this.
about that.
No
I mean,
commissions.
even if it was, I think
Mm-mm.
even if it was,
Even if it was,
it should be.
but I like to share that and let that be known. Like,
Okay.
I'm not here to do anything other than help.
Okay, okay. So then let me ask you this, right? When you like, because you have people who you said that shoebox money. You know what I mean? Then you have people who like, oh, I don't believe in banks, or I use Cash App, or I got my money in Chime and stuff like that. Why should people have bank accounts?
Oh yeah, I mean for a number of reasons other than so let's just think budgeting and accounting wise. What are you gonna do? Is it who uses a checkbook these days?
Right.
Like there's just so many useful tools as far as online banking that you can just put it away and not think about it. Just small tricks and trips, like you said. I'm not an expert by any means in money. I'm just learning and like, oh, I learned this. Let me share this. So that's literally my approach. I don't act like I'm gonna be an expert or you said you got process IRAs. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do. I'm gonna be reading the comments. too.
Yeah, absolutely. I want you to.
Yeah. So my brand specifically, I would send you to 10th and Peach for that. But we do process IRAs. Also, we have someone else that's from our community, Justin. Like shout out Justin Tobias, man. I think, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Justin comes from a long line. His family did investments and real estate and whatnot, and he's younger than me, and he is like a mogul with this stuff.
Yeah, man.
Like a mogul, and he's from us. He's us. He's from the dirt like us. So
Okay.
shout out Justin, and he's definitely somebody that I lean on. As again, he's not an expert, neither am I, but put your heads together and just learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because I never heard of him before.
Yeah.
So that's something new for me to actually
That's
understand. that
Funky
it's-
son. That's Footy nephew.
Really?
Yeah.
It's more people in the community making stuff shake. And
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Justin buying up stuff too.
What?
He investing.
What?
He's
My
Justin
boy
buying.
just passed his Series 6 class, so
Yeah.
shout out him, got his license. Like, it's really up. So be lookout for that name, Justin Tobias. That's
Yeah.
somebody you need to be looking into. Picking his brain and seeing how he doing what he doing.
Absolutely. See, Justin definitely he really liked that.
Mhm.
So again, like because we talking about the plight of the black man, we don't want to keep it just but I really want to ask you like when it comes to men and finances,
Mhm.
right? And even like I feel like a lot of men don't get involved or even talk finances because of the shame of having small amounts or large amounts. What can you say to kind of help encourage more men to trust the banking system, to trust the bank, and to put their money in an account as opposed to the shoebox or whatever the case may be?
Yeah. I mean, just think about your kids, right? Because I'm trying to teach my sons early so they don't learn it late like us.
Mhm.
Right.
But building kind of having a relationship with a financial institution from an early age. So we talked about last week, we had a class last year where we had about 75 kids come through a financial literacy class, and by taking that class, you opted in, you get $75 to open a savings account. And sadly, none of those accounts got open. And my opinion is just because, like you said, we don't typically trust banks.
Mhm.
And with that, it's like, all right, I feel like this is my duty, my obligation. I'm here, and I'm not saying whether you should or shouldn't trust banks. I'm just gonna try to earn your business by giving you what we got. Let me tell you what we got. I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Right.
So I think it's just kind of like I said at the town hall meeting, it's a little bit of putting pride and ego to the side.
That was a mishap.
Yeah.
That was a mishap.
Yeah, for sure. Because think about it. You open at 11. By the time you're 18, you've been with the financial institution 7 years. You had a relationship already
Yes.
before you even know what to do with your first check.
And y'all gave them startup money.
$75 in savings that you could have let sit there and just, not saying it's a ton of interest, but I mean,
There we go.
it's better than nothing. So I think to answer your question, putting the pride to the side and not being afraid to ask the question, we have a problem with financial confidence.
Ooh, I like that.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You're scared to ask a question. You're scared of your money. You're scared of somebody knowing your finances because, I think that's holding us back. as a people,
Right.
just being afraid to ask a question or getting information.
Mm.
Because we put classes on every day,
Yeah.
whether it be budgeting, building credit, and you can be specific to you, whether it's a one-on-one class or a group. And nobody really comes to the classes, so I just feel like it's and not to say maybe everyone don't need it. Maybe
Right.
everyone can't get down there because of work schedules. We have online options. I just feel like the information's there, and we're just gonna keep sharing it until somebody takes it.
Wow.
Absolutely.
You know what I tend to see, and I think I've done this before, but when you go into the bank and you want to speak to somebody, but you don't want to disclose all that information, but you know you're going in there trying to get a loan.
Yep.
Can you dispel that norm about me releasing my information to you just to
listen,
what I need to do?
I got a job to do, and I'm not here to dig in anybody's finances. I think people come in the bank get treated like the doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so have you saved anything? Well, yeah, I saved a little. How much? A little. You know what I mean? Or you lying about smoking. That type of thing with the doctors. Don't lie to me about your finances. I want to help you make the best financial decision for yourself by giving you the options based off of your situation. So, just feel free and feel. And I think that's kind of why my approach is. You see me on social media clowning all the time. I might share some information. Next post might be a joke. Next post might be something motivational, but the reality is I'm just a normal dude from Erie, Pennsylvania. Before I got this job, I was Ash. I'm still Ash.
Right.
Just try to share the information and hope somebody uses it.
You got a question up there. So, what compounding investments does your bank offer, and what are the terms like?
Go see Justin.
Go see
So,
Justin.
yeah, so on the commercial side or the IRA and investment side, they have much more lucrative options for your funds. On the personal side, we don't do much investments at my office. I'm handling mortgages and lending, things of that nature. But specialized on 10th Street, there is an investment corridor. Like that's literally what they do there. So I would just send you up to 10th and Peach, and they'll take care of you.
Okay. So like when you I'm still like on the banking profession because like I don't think even like in school and stuff like that and I think it goes back to information like because we didn't understand the importance of money like you never heard young people even like think or say I want to be a banker, right?
Yeah, no.
So I'm pretty sure I'm assuming this wasn't your dream job.
No.
But now that you into that position, like, what is that like for you to be like, yo, I work at the bank, like, and I'm I can help people.
I run the bank.
Yeah, like, how does that feel?
I mean, it's cool because I was a banker in my at the job previous I worked at PNC, and I was a banker there, so I was able to help people and try to give some financial advice. But now I'm doing lending, helping people buy houses, which is generational. Like that's something that like I have a couple closings coming up this week or next week, and super excited about it because for me it's just helping. I really feel like I'm helping people there as opposed to let me give you a little trick to help yourself budget or some savings and things like that. Helping people buy houses is I can't really even explain it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It makes me feel like, man, I found my purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So is it exciting to see like people come into your branch and open accounts or like, cause I come in every week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I be peeking, man, you always busy for some reason. Well, I ain't gonna say for some reason that's your job, but you know what I mean? Like, is that exciting when you see people like coming into your branch, people that you know from your community?
Yeah. I mean, just a little bit of publicity that's happened. I've been on billboards and a lot of social media. I'm speaking a lot of places, and people are seeing it. And they're like, "Oh, you're from here?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm from here, born and raised Erie, Pennsylvania. The Sanders Jones, the Beeson. Yeah, like I'm really from here." So like,
Talk to me.
I feel like it's an honor, for people to feel comfortable just seeing somebody that's like them and trusting like, okay, I'll trust his opinion. Because again, I'm not trying to act like an expert. You ask me a question, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to do my best to find it.
Right.
So it's awesome to be running the bank and even hear my kids talk about it. My son comes home, my baby's 5. He'll come home from daycare. He's like, "Yeah, I told my teacher you're just at work helping people buy houses and get money."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. It's dope.
and we don't see that
Yeah.
in our community.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it,
Yeah.
and I'm 53,
Sure.
so I gotta big
I
up
appreciate
you.
it.
Like,
I appreciate it.
our people need to see that,
Mhm.
especially on 10th and Parade.
I
We see,
appreciate
it's funny because we keep saying 10th of parade, and all I can think of in my head is you catching the people on the side of your window, like
With the grass.
keep walking through. You
Yeah,
know what I
man,
mean?
So if you follow me on social media, I've been having a war. I've been having a war with Parade on my grass.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they did my grass dirty. We just did a back to school bash last year. My grass never recovered. So
You got a question up there. It says, does your bank have a first home? And I'm glad that
Yeah.
question came up.
yeah, we absolutely do.
But give us a little bit more detail because some came up at the town hall, the first time home buyer. So let's dive into that a
Yeah.
little bit as far as just the home buying programs that you have there.
So yeah, we do have first time home buyer product. So I guess a little bit about your bank. We don't have a minimum. We don't have a credit score minimum. Yeah. So
Say that again.
Whoa.
Did you catch
I'm a
that?
real estate agent and I didn't even know that.
Did you catch what he
yeah,
said?
yeah. I mean, it's a lot. Oh yeah. So we don't have a minimum credit score.
Ooh.
So requirements that we, as far as if you wanted to get a loan or lending through us, requirements is that you have $0, $0 in collections. If you have a fair credit score, like I said, we don't have a minimum. So I would say being in the 620, you're in the game.
Right.
And then a minimum down payment. But we have a lot of programs to even offset that. I.e. the Open Your Door program. So with the Open Your Door, based off of location, the house could qualify for up to 10 grand towards down payment and closing cost assistance, which is huge. I mean, I've had closings where they leave with a check.
Yeah.
So instead of bringing money to closing, they left with some money to go, buy some toiletries or something for the
Yeah.
house. So,
Wow.
I mean, it's just an awesome program. I've been just trying to pump it as best as I can, but I mean, that's one of them. We have another one which is called the neighborhood home loan. If you have 3% down, we give you $1,500 towards closing in conjunction with the 10 if you qualify for that.
Oh, wow.
So essentially up to $12,000 towards down payment and closing costs.
Well, that's a win.
So let me ask you this: for those homes, do they all have to be single-family homes, or can you buy multi-units with the 2-year?
I've been a couple there've been multi-family.
Okay.
People are buying houses, and living in one side and renting out the other. So I mean, it's just it's awesome for people to be able to make this change and create that generational wealth for their family. Because like I said, I come from insurance, so I come from the life of pumping life insurance. Life
Right.
insurance is how you're going to create generational wealth. That's the only policy that's guaranteed to pay out. That's the only one. Everybody got a death date.
So
Y'all
you got all the
Right.
financial freedom tips.
Do y'all offer life insurance?
I mean, we do, but
Omni Insurance does though.
Yeah,
I can
there
get you
you
some
go.
life
There you
insurance.
go, right on Parade.
Right on Parade Street.
16th.
Right on 14th, right
14th
right
Parade.
before the bridge. Yeah. So
Black business center.
she said I have a good credit profile. My score is around 760. Nothing in collections. What else would they look for?
They want 'em- so I mean, the pre-qualification process is them looking to see where you've lived the past 2 or so years, where you've worked the past 2 or so years. They want to see a good, consistent work history. And other than that,
So is it consistent work history? I don't mean to cut you off. Is it 2 years? Like
it's 2 years. It's
Okay.
2 years, and if it's changed, like let's say you switch jobs within those 2 years, hopefully it's within that same industry,
Mhm.
to where we can make it make sense. But yeah, within the last 2 years, I don't
Okay.
really ask for much,
So credit score. So good. Credit score. You come in
$0
there.
in collections,
$0 in collections.
decent credit score,
2 years working history.
and some money towards the down payment. Maybe you
It's-
might
right,
need it. You
right,
might need
you
it.
might need it.
Every property doesn't qualify for that 10 grand.
Nah.
And I hate explaining it this way, but the reality is, in order for it to qualify, the home has to be in a majority minority area.
Right.
Now I don't even like the sound of it, right?
I do.
But you're in Erie, Pennsylvania,
Right.
Right.
where the majority of the city is minority.
Right.
So, and
Listen,
when
we need to buy it up anyway.
you look at 16503, 16502, a lot of these zip codes, most of the homes qualify.
Right.
You
Right.
print a list of that.
Every
Yeah, he
year,
be
I
posting
every,
that junk,
every
yeah.
month I go on Zillow and I'll run because it has to be 50 grand and up. I'll run every property listed and see if it qualifies. I'm doing the work for you. You ain't gotta go, if you looking to shop and just come to my page, I'm posting a list every month. All
So
of
they-
these homes
They can
qualify.
actually go down your page
And
and
say,
see a list
Of the
of
homes that qualify.
homes.
You don't even gotta do the research. Hey, does this qualify? Yes, it does. Just make sure you do. 10 grand.
There you go. Yes, it qualifies. Just make sure that you do. So then let me ask this too, right? Because I know you're saying like it's certain questions that you divert to Justin. So I want to ask you like as far as like small businesses, like does your branch work with small businesses and are you establishing like how does that work?
So I've actually asked for some small business things specific to my branch because, I mean, the population I'm working with is a little bit different than a lot of the other branches.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at my office, just the landscape of it, we don't have much of a parking lot. We don't have a drive-through. It's a pretty small branch, so most of the people that come to the branch are walkers unless they came specifically to see me.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I just kind of direct people because they have specific offices and branches. Or if you came to my office, we're just gonna send you there out of the way. I'd rather save you the trip.
I think, let me ask you this, because you're a public bank. What is the difference from a credit union
Ooh.
in your bank?
Okay.
I'm not speaking bad on credit. I like credit unions. I don't think they have the same federal guidelines that we do.
Okay.
So they have a little bit more flexibility. So again, I'm preaching. I'm here speaking from just a guy from Erie.
Right.
I'm not speaking as an employee of anywhere. I'm saying get a relationship with a financial institution,
Okay.
whether it be us or somebody else. I'm not here to try to win your business. I'm here to just to tell you who I am, and if you trust me, you want to come work with me, you can find me on 10th Parade.
But we just need you should be a financial institution. Period.
Absolutely.
Period.
You don't need to-
Okay.
I mean, too many
Okay.
kids. I have, about to be 18-year-old son. They live on Cash App and Chime. I mean, they ain't gonna help me buy no house.
Listen. So then, like, as far as take us through the banking process, as far as age wise, like because you said like 11 years old. So if somebody wants to get their child a bank account, what's the age that you can start with?
You can start now with a baby.
And what's the
1 year old?
What's the parameters? What do you have to provide to make sure that
Birth
bank account?
certificate,
Okay.
$10.
Okay. So that's the minimum $10.
So our savings account, 25 for checking.
Okay. And then hold on. So a kid under 18 can have a checking account there?
Well, they have to be on there with a parent.
Right. And
But,
then
you know,
how did that
saving-
overdraft thing work? 'Cause
So there's specific account for kids that we
Okay.
have where if you want to have a savings account from a baby up until 18 and just put money in it, we have accounts specific to that.
okay.
Checking wise, you can have your own account at 15.
Okay.
So I mean, financial freedom and having a debit card or ATM card, and
Right.
I think it's our job again to teach the classes so that when it's time for them to get that card, they know what to do with it.
You know what? You just said something that I think people probably don't understand. And it's financial freedom. Can you explain what that means?
I mean, I guess that financial freedom means different things to everybody. I guess it makes depends on your financial picture. Financial freedom, in my opinion, is being able to do everything and anything that you want / need to do, and be comfortable, not worrying about paycheck to paycheck, and you're able to budget safely, and you have that rainy day in case something bad, because something bad always happens. And I think when you think about saving, I think there's a leg missed where you pay yourself and you pay your bills, but you're not actually saving the correct amount, and that's why you end up dipping back into the savings after a week or so because you mismanage the funds. So I just think it's a little bit of education piece, and that's where we come in and try to teach it.
So
y'all got a question up there, bro.
Hold on, before you answer that, let me ask you this. Y'all will help somebody understand, I need to pay this, I need to pay that to get their credit right. Like a kind of like a credit program. Do y'all offer that?
Yeah, we have financial education specialists, and her job is she meets with people, whether it be class basis or one-on-one basis, and we can pull your credit report, and she'll tell you, okay, knocking this down, we will create a plan for you individually to say, this is what we need. You do this after 30 days, we'll do this. And we've had that happen where people have come in and they were trying to buy a house, and they weren't in a place to buy a house. Sat them down, and we created a plan for them. They followed the plan, and in 6 months they bought a house. So I mean, it can happen. It's just having the financial discipline to do it.
Okay, I got a question for you too, but I want you to get because Kizzy, she been in the comments, so we want to make sure
Yeah, for sure. Open our account to she's filing now. Anything specific that she's doing besides just adding funds. What's your overall goal? Shoot me a message. Shoot me inbox Ash Jones, and I'll give it to you. I mean, it depends on what your overall goal is, or when you want to do it.
Right. So I'm going back to the question that Malcolm just asked you, and I'm glad that he asked you that because then when you think about like providing that information, and I'll be honest enough to say like, you still, because like you said, I'm just Ash. I'm still a regular person, right?
Yep.
So some of us be having that fear of, okay, I know my credit ain't what it's supposed to be, but I do want to buy a house, right? So then once you run my credit report and you see I got Macy's on there and J.C. Penney's, I think like the common person will be like, oh, he finna be talking about me and all of that, or I don't want to do it. And I think a lot of us let that stop us from, that's why black people don't get therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's why black people don't get, go to the doctor and stuff like that, right? So then when you think about that, when you go to the bank, like, it's like, yeah, I know my money ain't right.
Right.
I know my credit score is crazy because I done had cell phones and all of this, but like you said, we'll break it down and tell you like, what suggestion or what recommendation would you have for people to get past the fact that Hash ain't finna be like, oh, only broke?
Yeah, no.
Like like how do we get past
I
that?
think we all got a story, and I ain't here to judge. Like I said, I'm here to help, and earn your business. So if you coming to me, you can trust that it's in no judgment zone. Like I've had clients call me 3 a.m. crying, worrying about the closing of their house, or sending me long text messages. And I'm talking about personal line. I'm talking about love. Listen, I got you. You stressing about nothing. I got you, and take care of it. I'm literally just here to help. So to answer your question, I think it starts with just not being afraid to ask the question, not feeling like you're too late. It's never too late. Never too late. And if you don't start today, when are you never gonna start?
Yeah.
I'm not here to be in your business. I barely even look at those numbers. I pull my reports. I'm just trying to get it to the next person and get it approved as fast as possible, so you can, help. I can help you achieve your goals.
Okay, because I like being a real estate agent. I learned that as well. Like, when I was an agent and people want to buy a house, I'm like, you got to show proof of funds for the people. Like, why you need to see my bank statement? What you mean? I got to send you a screenshot of my account? Or it's like, oh, I ain't finna give you all of that because now you're gonna be in my business. And like, I believe that our own pride or our own ego and our own feelings block us from, being blessed and creating those opportunities. And I guess like even from saying that, like, if you can step out of your personal, like take your professional hat off for a second and just kind of like talk to us a little bit about as far as like your thoughts or your perspectives on us as men in finances, and just like all the way real without being like a banker, like, you know what I mean? Like from the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, if you can. Dive in a little bit.
What do you mean, us as men in our finances?
So because like I feel like, or I guess you're right. Good question, because we can take it a bunch of different ways. Like it's the flexing. I got more than you, or I got less than you, and then be like, it's certain people who really don't understand money, and I think because we mistreat money, we don't understand the value of a dollar in our community, and even as men, like how can we as men build towards money, or what are some of the characteristics that you see of men in money, and how could it be better? I don't know. Now that question can go so many different ways.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm thinking which way I want to take it, because
Good question.
I think it's a treat, right? I think like, if you're the head of your household and you're mismanaging your funds, what is everybody else going to do? So I think, you know what I mean? I think it starts with us. Like, so I'm trying to, like I said, I don't act like an expert at all. I learn stuff and I write it down and I share it. You'll see me just pop up on the internet, go live, like, yo, did you know this? So I think it starts with us. I'm 37 years old. I got 4 sons, and I do not plan to leave this earth broke, and I don't plan to not leave them something. So I think it just takes, as far as the men goes, I think it just takes taking the ego and pride out and learning the information. Again, nobody comes to these classes.
Right.
And maybe, I don't know if it's people afraid to be in a classroom setting or having people in your business, but you can do one-on-ones. It's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Okay.
Class
Okay.
offered for this. That's
So do you think we as people should just be having conversations about money more often?
Yeah, I think it's a stigma behind it. You didn't know what your parents made when you grew up.
Right.
You didn't know what their salary was.
Right.
You didn't know what I mean? So when you asking for that McDonald's and they saying no, or you asking for the new J's and they saying no, you didn't realize mom and dad's making $20,000 a year, making it stretch.
Right.
So
stretch.
I think and I don't want to say I tell my kids all my business, but I let you know, look, dad got to pay for this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
I might have it, I might not. So I think, again, I'm taking the pride off it. I ain't trying to act like something I ain't rich. I'm working on leaving wealth.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because I think like even when like people be having jobs and stuff like that, I think like I remember working for the state, and it was like right to know. People could legitimately just type in how much money does Deontay Cooley make at the and know, and people oh, I don't want to tell you how. Yeah. When you work for the state, you work for the state. We live in a right to know state.
So somebody could, I could type in and go to
Right
your
up.
name and say, how
Yeah,
much you
yeah, and if you search it up enough, yeah. Anybody who work, like I work for the Department of Corrections, you can go because it's tiers of salary, and you in the union, and all of that, right? So people could legitimately see how much money you make.
Wow.
But you see what's crazy is like you like nobody should know, like the way the face that you making and the expression that you giving me, but it's more or less like if more people saw that, maybe they could aspire to be me, right? But then here's another thing on the flip side. Let's say, for instance, I was only making 20,000 a year, and your job was hiring, and you making 100K. You can be like, listen, bro, I see you not making much.
Right.
So then I don't even got to be ashamed to be like, I need some help. You can be like, bro, I see you ain't making that. We didn't talked about money, bro. Come over here, I can help you. But like, we don't have those conversations about salary or hourly
See
wages.
my initial shock.
Listen,
like,
bro,
what?
we'll let people go to jobs blind. Like you would be like, yeah, come to my job and get a job. They hire me. How much you making? Man, they starting at 17. Like, nah, bro. Like, you got a question up there. Ash, do you speak on investments also?
Yeah, that's my boy Justin. I know you just got here. My boy Justin Tobias. He works. I think he's actually stationed at the interchange office up by the mall.
Yeah.
But he's the investment guy.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to make sure we caught that. But yeah, like that's the thing within our community though. Like, yeah, don't worry about how much I make, but they can hire you at this, and it's like, okay, boom. Because then this is another thing, right? And this might be one of those questions it's gonna be one of those conversations that might raise some eyebrows, right?
Here you go.
Because you see certain people in certain positions who amount to certain things or accomplish certain things, and it's like, yo, what did you do to earn that? You know what I mean? How much money do you make a year? What do you do? Not because I want to be in your business, but because I want to be able to earn what I see that you're earning. I want to be able to buy the things that I see you buy. And when you ask people those questions, it's like, oh, just mind your business and stay away from it. Like, so, like, do you feel like, I'm trying to make sure, because I don't want to create no mess. Like, do you think that, I guess it's the exact same question, like people should be talking about how they're making money, where they're getting money from, so that way more people can have access to earn what other people are earning and buy what other people are buying?
I think, because like you said, I didn't envision myself running a bank.
Right.
It's not something I ever thought that I wanted to do or was gonna do. So, but I think maybe that comes from lack of exposure as a kid. You know, so I think it's important to take kids to job fairs and expose them to as much as possible.
Okay.
Because I don't want to pigeonhole them to just needing to be a banker, policeman. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's so many things. The world is also changing, always. So, I think it's important to just kind of keep that on the forefront. This is a big world, and learn a lot. There's plenty of places and plenty of ways you can go.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, because I'm a type of person like, okay, for instance, my resume. Like, I can break my resume down. When I worked here, this is what I did. This is how I worked my way up. So even when you ask people those questions, we understand it's levels, but it's still like, I want to be part of those levels too. Like, what do I got to do? How do I get there? So I just be feeling like we should be more open to having those conversations and on the level of educating one another and not being ignorant, not being rude, not stunting on people. And I think like that's a big issue that we have within our community is people like not wanting to share the information, the resources,
right?
and the knowledge of where the money comes from.
You said it.
Gatekeeping, right?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, I was asking.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
All right. I was just checking because I.
Listen, I seen you posted a status something about gatekeeping though, like and it
I
kind
feel
of went
like
a couple different
sometimes
ways.
they put that title on people and it don't apply. You know,
I would agree.
And I feel like sometimes and listen.
Why you say that?
Well, I think the reality is I don't want to act like it don't exist. It absolutely exists. I've experienced it too, but I think sometimes people they're looking for somebody to blame for for them being unhappy with their own situation as opposed to how bad they want help for that situation. They'd rather just have somebody to blame. So, and I'm not saying that's everybody.
Right.
And I'm not saying gatekeeping don't exist.
Right.
I'm saying if gatekeeping don't stop, gatekeeping is never going to stop someone that refuses to quit.
Right.
Right. I've been gatekept. I've been fired. And again, I'm going to talk about that one of these days. We'll talk about it. But I didn't do nothing. I got fired and I didn't do nothing wrong. They set me up, and then he bragged about it. But we're gonna talk about it.
Listen, but yeah, no, like so this is my thing with the gatekeeping as it's been coin, right?
Mhm.
Like what I see is, or the way I explain it is people work hard. You know what I mean? To get to where they are now, right?
Mhm.
But I believe some people dream so big that they didn't imagine that they would get there.
Mhm.
So throughout the process of them dreaming and working, they saying, "I'm doing this for everybody else," right? Because some people like MLK, like Malcolm X, they dreamed and they fought hard for things that they never seen. We don't know if they'd have been greedy once they got what they was actually fighting for.
Mhm.
So it's like it's certain people who fought hard and never believed things would come. So then when they get the things that they have, then it's people like, oh, let me have some too. And it's like, whoa, you don't know what I went through. But then also on the flip side, they saying that I was doing it for everybody else. You know what I mean? So I think that's where the gatekeeping comes into play. But I like the fact that you said like gatekeeping doesn't stop anybody because if you're willing to work hard, you're gonna get it. And then also there are people who are not putting in work but are saying people are gatekeeping.
Yeah, yeah. You just want the door to be open for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's heavy.
no, that's real,
Yeah,
bro. Because
that's
it's like,
heavy.
what open the door for you for what? What have
Yeah.
you done? Like,
Right.
who? Because here's the thing too, right? You can't tell somebody they're gatekeeping, and then if they say, okay, well then show me your credentials and I'll let you in,
Right,
and all you have is an idea,
just the idea.
because ain't nobody coming with me with just no idea.
Yeah.
Now I'll help you curate it into something,
Right,
Yeah.
but you can't come into the big room with a small idea.
I said that in the comments of that post, and I said, I ain't waiting for the gate to open. I'm gonna jump the fence. And what I meant by that was like even the job I got right now, right? I found out about the opportunity. All right, this is exactly how it happened. I was working at a bank, and I was actually at a different branch than my normal bank. And someone came in and like, hey, there's someone looking to speak to you, and I'm like, wow, I don't even work here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So she came in and she's on the phone, and she like slides me a paper, tells me what she needed me to do. So I help her out, and I'm very observant. I'm looking at her and stuff, and she said she had an Erie Bank hand sanitizer on her purse. So when she got done talking, I'm like, you got Erie Bank hand sanitizer? What you doing up in PNC? So we like laughed a bit, joked a bit, and then she was like, so how you like the job? I was like, it's a job. She was like, how much do you really like the job? And I was like, well, how much time you got? And then she like laughed, and then she got up and she shut the door. And she was like, so I saw you through the drive-through, and I never seen a black banker at PNC. I never seen one.
Wow.
So I wanted to talk to you. And she was like,
Wow.
She was like, so I'm on the board, and we just got approved to break ground for a branch on Lower East Side of Parade. I think you would be great for management. You should look into it. Let me get your information. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I sent her my information, and it was months. I'm like 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Heard nothing. I heard nothing. I'm like, so I'm just grinning and yeah, honestly did. It was grinning and bearing. I'm working, working hard at my job. And randomly one day I get a call like, hey, oh my God, I'm trying to get in touch with you. Your stuff went to spam. They're going to be starting interviews soon. I want to introduce you to the higher ups. They're all going to be at 8th grade Tuesdays tomorrow. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm there. Tuesday coming, it's pouring rain. It's pouring like a monsoon. Like a monsoon. I'm like, oh man, they blowing it. So I'm watching the weather all day, and they're still like, we're still on. You can even bring umbrellas. So when I seen I got out of work and it was still raining, but it was still on, I said, I'm going.
Yeah.
right.
I'm going. So I got my poncho, I got my umbrella, and there was nobody there. It was just the people from the bank, because they were the sponsor at the 8th grade
Okay.
Tuesdays.
Okay.
So I went to their tent, and I walked in, and I was looking for Katie. I looked her name up. She was a senior vice president. I said,
Oh shoot.
I'm looking for Katie. And I walked the tour, and I shook her hand, and I said, how you doing? I'm Ash. I'm your new branch manager for Parade Street.
Hold on, wait, right?
Yeah, I feel like.
Hey,
someone
listen,
mentioned
yeah,
that.
hold on, right? Like,
You heard me?
hold on, wait. So
Yeah.
you introduced yourself to her and
Yeah.
said,
Oh,
Yeah.
you hit us with the big dog shot
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, so I walked down on him. I put him in my scope. I walked down on him, and I said, I'm Ash, your new branch manager. And we had a conversation, maybe 30 minutes. She got to learn, a little bit about me. And I don't want to say I got the job right. I earned the job right there.
Yeah, you
Right.
We was in the
absolutely did.
rain, and I was told after all was said and done, I got the job. It was like that moment right there. We were like, oh, he's a shark.
Yeah,
hey, listen,
you turned into your dad.
did you have a suit on?
Garage.
Did you have a suit on?
No, I ain't had a poncho. I put the pole on the poncho on.
Okay.
So it was the monsoon.
Yep.
Somebody said, let's see how they act on Monday. I got a few people coming over to the bank. I hope that's what you're talking about. I hope you got some people coming to the bingo.
Monday is the holiday.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Monday is
that's
holiday.
true.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Monday
What about-
Memorial Day.
What
So
about
you
Tuesday?
don't send nobody to the bank on Monday.
Ooh, I do got Monday off. Y'all just made my night.
Yeah.
Look, it's only Thursday. He said y'all just made my night.
See, I be working too hard. I don't be knowing I got off.
So
Yeah.
listen, right? So Kenny said, man, that was some BS how they did, bro, when the area insurance thing came up, man. So that mean it ain't no secret.
Well, base that's my guy. So bro, no.
Okay,
You know,
okay. But was it? Let me ask you, do you feel like it was a blessing in disguise that you got out of
Absolutely.
there?
I got no regrets.
Okay.
Everything happens for a reason. I mean, at that time, I ain't gonna lie. I had no idea what the reason was. I was
Mhm.
depressed. I was depressed for
Mhm.
months.
Mhm.
I was waking up every day. I get on Indeed. I'm still to this day, years later, I'm still getting declinations from jobs I applied for.
Mm.
2021, 2022. Because I couldn't find a job. I couldn't get anybody to, and I was like, I did nothing wrong, just to find out that he was threatened by my trajectory. I worked my tail off at Erie Insurance. I ain't trying to cuss.
How many years?
Right,
did you-
right.
No, 9 years. They
9?
fired me right before my 10 years.
Ooh.
So, I worked my tail off from the ground up. I started part-time, handling claims. I got in there, I was like, all right, I'm in here. I ain't know nothing about insurance when I got in there. I'm like, well, what am I about to do? So that's why I talk about gatekeeping. I'm knocking the door down. I
Right.
ain't waiting.
Right.
I got in there part-time,
Mhm.
and day 3, they were like, you in a full-time position? I was like, yep. Started full-time the next week,
Mhm.
and I was like, nah, I'm in here. What am I going to do? So I started looking around. What positions? What do I like? What do I want? I found out it was a position called a district sales manager with the company car and the schedule and all of that. I said, well, what goes into that? It was like, well, claims, which is what I was already doing,
Right.
and then underwriting. So I was like, all right, I'm in claims, I'm gonna do this for a while, and then I'm getting into underwriting.
Right.
And then after underwriting, I'm gonna be a DSM. I walked it down, I put it on paper. 5 years. I said, I'm doing that. I did it in 6,
Mhm.
but I did it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So then, like, because I know, like, Erie Insurance is like when we was all younger and applying for jobs, everybody like, oh, if I get into Erie Insurance, I'm set. Like,
Sad.
that's always been a big deal, man. So then when you got in there, it's like, okay, that's what's up, Ashley, Erie Insurance. And then I remember you was at the bank, like, oh, bro, at PNC now, and then to see where you made it now, and to go through those channels and stuff like that is a great thing, right? But then I also know that you got a long history and experience of the little league football, working with young people.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Running football leagues, you and your pops and stuff like that. But if thinking about the young men that you've seen go through that now, and then your profession that you do and what you do today,
Yeah.
what would you tell every young man that ever went through any football league you were associated with when it comes to finances, community, and being a man?
I was gonna say listen to your coaches, but I don't know who, I don't know whatever. I ain't gonna speak for every coach. I don't know what they was coaching. I know what I was coaching. I'm trying to teach. I'm just being honest. I'm just be real.
Hey yo,
Look, we had to take, look, we ain't had to pick a letter. We had to take what we could get.
right?
So and that's the reality.
This is that question that could go any.
This the
way.
one. This the one right here.
Yeah.
This the one. I'm just
Okay,
being real.
go
You got
ahead.
me started on
Yeah.
Metro. Being real, we took what we could get.
Yeah.
It was a success when it was a success. It had just like the NFL. NFL got stuff they could work on.
Right,
So it was by no stretch of the imagination was it perfect.
right,
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, what I would tell these kids is, I mean, those days, honestly, first I would tell them don't grow up too fast,
Mhm.
because I'm watching some of these kids now, and they just moving in ways that I wish they wouldn't be moving.
right,
You know what I mean? And I can't say they didn't have. I can't say they did. I can't say they didn't. I can only say what I've contributed to these young boys, and every time they see me, I show them love.
Absolutely.
But I mean, it takes a village, it takes a community, and every kid don't got the community that they needed.
Right.
So they go to the community where they're welcome, which is the streets.
right.
One thing you did with that league, when it was up,
Mm-hmm.
when it started, I don't want to say it declined,
Sure.
but when it
Mhm.
went that way,
Mm-hmm.
you stayed true to yourself. You did, because I remember people was coming at y'all like every which
Man.
angle about nonsense, but you was like, yo, I'm defending me, my family,
That's it.
more importantly, your name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you stood 10 toes down about that. So I gotta commend you on that.
I
And
appreciate
you
it.
still was trying to get a league up and running for the city.
I commend my dad, bro. He did it for longer. I mean, I think he did it for 2 seasons too long.
Mm.
And I was telling him like it ain't worth the hassle, and it ain't for the kids. The kids loved it. It was competitive football, it gave them kids something to do. But I mean, look at the landscape of it now.
Yeah, yeah,
And I hate that for my city, to be honest. I
Right.
Because there's no reason why it shouldn't be a youth football league up here of that magnitude. Like, if you think about how big that was, we had 367 kids.
Yeah, no, I remember.
367 kids. When you think about that, it's like, oh, no wonder we wasn't getting any support from the school district. They
Yeah.
need them kids.
Yeah.
They need them. They
Yeah.
need them kids for their funding that they got. That's
Absolutely.
so why we gonna give you funding? Why we gonna help y'all? It's like it was a lose lose.
Right.
And it's in the hindsight, watching it all. Like we had issues, and I mean, I really wish we had. Me and my dad went to North Carolina. We met this lady on the plane. She worked for Netflix.
Hmm.
We were working on trying to do a documentary
Wow.
for Metro.
Right.
And do you know how wild that would have been to see even some of the stuff we were going through with just trash?
Right.
Mhm.
Just picking up trash, just a simple thing. Just a simple thing. Talk about the town hall meeting. Just
Mhm.
picking up trash.
Right.
It can start with that, just beautifying the city and having more, pride in your city. Just picking up trash.
Yeah.
Me and my dad would go through at the end of the day and pick up huge fill up 6 construction
Yeah, I
bags
remember-
full
yeah.
of trash.
Full of
Yeah.
trash. No help.
Yeah,
No
we selling hot dogs and Gatorades at the concession stand. We got whole pizza boxes out here.
Right.
So it's like they went to Little Caesars and come back but anyway.
Yeah.
I
That's,
mean,
yeah.
I appreciate my city, bro. I've had so many different hats.
Hmm.
I feel like I've lived a few different lives, and the life I'm living in now, I feel like it's my obligation to just learn information and share with the community and hope they use it.
So I got a question for you, right? And this one might be the one. So when you think about the man or the overall men in Erie, Pennsylvania, what do we need to do to be better, and where do you think we are right now? As a whole, if you had to like statistics, you a numbers guy working at the bank, you gotta know numbers and stuff. Statistically, based on us as men, where are we? What do we need to be doing to get to where we should go?
Well, if we talking about black men in particular,
Yes.
I think it's like 3% of black men in Pennsylvania own their homes.
Okay.
So we can start there.
Okay.
And, we could just start there. We talk about generational wealth.
What was the percentage?
3%.
Okay.
3% of
Yeah, it was
black
2025.
men.
It was 3%. I haven't checked the numbers for 2026, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just black men. I think it's black people. But yeah, I mean,
I think it's black people. Yeah.
We can start. We can start there.
Home ownership.
Yeah.
Home
Okay.
ownership.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can start there.
Okay.
3%?
Yeah, we can start there, and then also, like I said, I'm from the insurance world. Life insurance, man, in our community, that is one of the most viable ways to create that generational wealth.
Life insurance.
Life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only, you can have an auto policy your whole life and never get in a car accident. You paid all that policy, all that premium, you never get none of that back.
Yeah.
You got a death date.
Everybody got a death date.
Everybody got one.
Right.
So,
I've never thought about that.
Yeah, everybody got a
that's the
death
only
date.
That's the only insurance
Bro,
policy guaranteed to pay
he
out.
said you could have a car insurance policy.
Never get in an accident.
Never get in an accident.
Yep. I don't care about no little discount they gave me for being a safe driver. No, I'm talking about you might never get. You might have to drive that same car. You might raise your rate, and you did nothing for the rate to raise. I mean, I'm just being honest. It's just, I think that's super important.
I think you need to break down the life insurance part of this because I don't think people understand that you want to leave your kids something. So paying into a life insurance policy for for your family,
Yeah, for
is
your family.
very important.
Yeah, it's not just you. Like you're talking about, you can insure your kids. There's riders, which are like little add-ons you can put on top of a policy, like a guaranteed insurability rider, right? Where you got a child right now that's 4 years old. That's the most insurable you're ever going to be. They don't smoke. They're that overweight. You know what I mean? So the rate that they're getting is going to be the best possible rate you can get. You add that rider onto your policy, and now even at 21, 25, whenever it's time for it to renew, you got that rider on it. You getting the rate that you got at 4 years old.
Wow.
So you smoke, you big and fat now.
Yeah.
You 4 years old.
Yeah.
You got the same rate that you was getting when you was 4 based off of that rider that you had on. It's just so many different ways, bro, that I just think it's just a lot of smart financial decisions can be made, and it starts with the education. Because you don't know what you don't know.
And we, in our community, we always see a GoFundMe when we have death.
Right.
I don't care what family, who, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Somebody is gonna have a GoFundMe, so I think that education on getting life insurance is very important, and you're gonna leave your family something.
What's crazy is with them GoFundMe's is like when people do that, it's frowned upon that when somebody dies, that's when everybody starts talking about life insurance, right? Like, oh, well, you know, why we got to go for me, or why I got to come to the benefit? We should have, you know what I mean? But I think that's important, you know what I mean? So you said a house, life insurance, what else?
Um,
Because what I think we lack is education and intellect. A lot of people don't read.
you know, I was saying, the information's in the books.
A lot of people don't research, you know what I mean? And then it's like, it's so many people who are like, they get all of their information from
Facebook.
social media,
Yeah,
and then they try to regurgitate and it's like,
yeah, that's exactly it. You're getting in, you're reading somebody's opinion, and then you're sharing it as if your own, and then you're spreading that opinion as if that opinion is fact.
Wow.
When you did no research on the opinion, and that's all it was an opinion.
yeah, man. And then, but when you say something to somebody, because Malcolm liked to call it machoism, right?
Absolutely.
Men have a problem with other men holding them accountable, especially when you talk about that opinion thing. And I've learned that too. Or hold on, we got a money question. I would like it if you could help me set up for my grandbaby. Yeah, he said come see him, maybe help my kids set up for their babies. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Everybody asked, do you speak on investments? I would invest in this. Okay. So they having their own conversation in the comments. But yeah, Ash said you can come holler at him. But yeah, I think that like man, just in general, it's like, bro, don't tell me what to do or who do you think you are, and it's just like, yo, I'm just another man, just trying to help you out, or trying to give you some gems or give you some knowledge. So like, I appreciate, especially like your position, because somebody asked me this, and I think you kind of asked me this too. People like, all right, what's the plan moving forward now? You know what I mean? Like, what are we supposed to do? And it's like having conversations like this, educating people, letting people know who's who, what's what, where people can be found is how we can kind of like repair that village and start building one another up. So like, I definitely appreciate, you know, you having that conversation. But again, I think like we have these conversations and no action happens because
I don't know if we're having the conversations where the needle movers are.
okay.
You know what I mean? I think we're like, I spoke about that at the time. I mean, you had a lot of people in there that were able to. You had a lot of people in there that were able to, you know, help create some change, move things in the direction of change.
True.
As opposed to just having a conversation in the group chat.
Okay. Talking to the right people.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are afraid to have the conversation and get into those rooms and network with people and tell somebody, listen, this is my plan, this is my business, this is what I want, this is what I envision. You know, speaking things into fruition. I mean, Tom Hagen's a billionaire.
Right.
Tom Hagen is a billionaire.
Billionaire. I mean, and you see how West 6 look.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What do E6 look like?
Yeah.
You see it.
Hey man, listen, don't get me started, because everybody know how I feel about the East Side. And we could definitely hop into that
Shells over
conversation,
there.
and we could turn this thing into a whole nother hour.
Was
Because
for
like,
that night on Friday.
when I think about the East Side of Erie, you know what I mean. I think about the lack of investment. I think about the lack of investment, the lack of consideration for us as a community on the East Side of town. You know what I mean? And I do feel like it's wide open and it's fair game for that. And then when you talk about you having those addresses for those homes and stuff like that, like, what would you like to see on the East Side of Erie, based on your knowledge of what you know?
I think, because I'm seeing it with some of the people who are buying homes, they're buying homes strategically in certain areas because they want to increase the value of the area.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So they grew up on the block, and they're like, yo, it's gonna take me to invest in the block to build the block up. So that's what I want to see. You know, I want to see collaboration.
Absolutely.
You know, in this role that I got right now, I've walked into stuff that was on the table well before I got to this position. You know, and I definitely use the fact that y'all know me. I'm from here. I'm born and raised here.
Right.
I'm not trying to pretend to be something that I ain't.
Right.
And I'm getting into these rooms with people, and I'm learning that a lot of these bridges were burnt well before me, and now I'm in a position to try to help mend them.
Right.
So, you know, I want to see collaboration. I want to see, I just want to see everybody win.
So I got a question for both of y'all, because I live on the west side, so I'm familiar with Millionaires Row over there because I live right around the corner. And it is West 6th Street, but if you go on 5th, 4th, 3rd, it's like night and day.
Mm-hmm.
But the east side, like you said, on 6th Street, that's just a whole nother.
Like the Adams family live over there.
That's a different ball game. That's the trenches. I mean, we gotta call it what it is. It's
Right.
the trenches.
Right.
How can we fix that area? Do you think they're putting enough into fixing that area?
I don't think we're putting enough into fixing that area. Yeah, we as people, absolutely. Again, because like I said, we to the point now that we're done asking for permission. And Erie, us as people in the black community or in the inner city community, because we have a lot of advocates and allies who are not black people. So this is not to be divisive, but we have everything that we need. You think about how many people are real estate investors. You think about how many people who are handymen or carpenters, how many roofers, how many plumbers we have in the city of Erie who are black. Like, we can legitimately just be like, yo, we're going to sit down with some people who do all of this stuff, and we're going to buy it up. Even if we turn them into apartment complexes and we house our community in the properties that we own and we treat it like a millionaire row, excuse me, I don't think at this point we need to be telling anybody, like, and again, like I said, I go down there to raise the awareness, but I'm done asking for permission. Like, we as a people, we as a community need to figure out how we can buy it up. And if there's a bank on 10th and Parade, and then you got to think, like, Donald Crenshaw, he has a construction company. So we have a developer who can, I watch this man knock houses down, and I literally am watching him stack them up.
Right.
So regardless of what our opinions are, like, I feel like we need to just buy it up, and we need to start collaborating with one another, and we need to start associating with the movers, and because we all know who's who around here.
Yeah.
Like, we know who got the money, and it's just like we need to get past our ego and work with those. So that would be my take on it, is like, stop asking for permission and go get it.
Yep.
But like, I don't know, but I mean, I don't know if you got that one, or you feel different, or you feel like,
Nah, like I said, I ain't waiting for no gate to be open. I'm jumping
Right.
the gate. So,
right,
like you said, stop asking for permission. I ain't asking nothing.
right. So let me ask you this. I got a question for you. What do you think, or what's the biggest misconception of you, and do you think that prevents people from banking with you?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Biggest misconception of me, yeah, I think,
Uh-oh.
I don't know, bro. I'm just being honest. Yeah, I think that's a real good question. I don't know what the perception is. Like, I'm just me, and I think I'm blind to it, to be honest. Like, I think my village is my village, and I deal with everybody, you know, and I treat everybody with respect. So I never really had that. I guess if I was to put a finger on it, I think people might assume from maybe the position of without talking to me, if you ain't my friend on social media, and you didn't grow up with me, you don't really know me. I don't know. You might expect me to be something that I'm truly not. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Obviously I'm always gonna be professional, and I'm gonna treat everybody with respect, but I'm just a regular dude.
So listen, what I will say to you is I feel like we all know what people say about us, right?
I don't know what they say. I'm blind to it. Bro.
We all know what people say about us. Because I know what people say about me. I know what their biggest misconception is about me.
What is it?
People think that I'm rude. You know what I mean? I'm loud. Like, listen, this is what I will say. I've been called rude. I've been called loud. I've been called misogynist. You know what I mean? So, like, I know, like, the biggest misconception people think about me is that I'm unapproachable and they can't talk to me because they feel like it's going to be an argument.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what I learned is, listen, the city council, it's this little white lady. I think her name is Elizabeth. I'm not 100% sure. She actually called me today. I sit with her every council meeting now, and I love this little lady. But, like, when you see the two of us together, it's like a crazy combination, and this lady is so sweet. But there's people who legitimately feel like they have to fear approaching me and speaking to me because they see a 5-minute clip or a 3-minute clip, and they're like, "Oh, that's the angry dude who would cuss you out."
You ain't angry.
Listen,
They
but
don't understand the plight of the black man.
so when it comes to the misconception of me, I think the biggest misconception of me is that, like, I'm insensitive, loud, rude, misogynist, and don't care about nobody but myself.
I think that's all of us as black men.
Sure, yeah.
That's how they perceive.
No. I think mine a little bit. No, I'm telling you.
Yours is different.
Mine a little
I ain't
bit
gonna-
stronger
bro,
than that.
I ain't gonna hold you to that.
Yep.
But as all three of us sit here on different pedestals, we all get treated that way. I don't care How many times you done went down there and screamed at them people? I've been down there with you and heard you scream at them.
But I'm
That
just talking
don't mean-
even outside of that, like prior to that, bro. Like
Uh-huh.
because all of this, like this is new. Like city council, county council, this is new to a lot of people.
Right.
But like Ash saying, like y'all know him as Deontay, I know him as Ani. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
smart mouth, always got something to say. So people say these things, and I know that sets people. And I'm saying this because I want to get back to the question. You know what I mean? Because I'm saying it because I know, or this is eerie. Everybody talk. Oh, you ain't hear this from me, or such and such said. So I know, and maybe it's the suit.
Yeah, no.
I love when you get fly, bro. Like I love it, but it's like, yeah, when you see somebody, I should be looking like $1 million,
I
bro.
seen you with the one guy did your
Man,
like,
bro, be dressed
Was it a
like
billboard or
he,
something?
he be dressed like a ghost
No, for my power.
for power.
No, I guess, so I spoke about this with you a little bit earlier, right? Where, I guess my stature, right? I got tattoos all down my body. You know, I wear my jewelry. I don't speak the most proper at all the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I was at a ribbon cutting and I got recognized because I work hard. Like, regardless of what you think I look like, my work gonna speak.
Right.
So that's always been my approach. And I I guess maybe on paper, my name is Ashton, but that ain't that don't look crazy on paper. My
Okay.
middle name is Rotrell. So I mean,
Ashton Rocktrail Jones.
so I
You
mean,
did that. I know your boy.
I said, I asked her that one time. I was like, where do you come up with that? She was like,
Rotrell.
oh well, Rod is my dad's name, and then my uncle Darrell. She thought I was gonna act like my uncle Darrell, so she's Rotrell.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was at this ribbon cutting event, and I got recognized for the hard work I've been putting in. Like I said, in 2025, we did $1 million in lending in less than a year.
Wow.
In less than a year, and on the Lower East Side area of Pennsylvania, where they thought there was no money, that's huge.
That's
Mhm.
big.
So they recognized me at this event, and they were just speaking. They were saying, Ash and da da da, and then they finally had me raise my hand. And I had like a cutoff shirt, or not a cutoff shirt, I had a button-up shirt, but it was short sleeve. It was hot outside. Tattoos are showing. I normally cover them up. And they clapped for me, whatever. But soon it was over. A city official, I'll say, came up to me and he was like, "You're not what I pictured when they said a branch manager." I was like, "Well, what a branch manager look like?" And then they get to walk in the back. "Oh no, I mean, your muscles, nah." So I think the preconceived notion they get from a black man
That is just
in a management position, they think affirmative action, or they think DEI, or they think I got it because they just needed a black dude to run it. Nah.
Because you went to college and you actually, got your degree.
It might have been strategic in having a black guy at the branch on the Lower East Side area of Pennsylvania. It might have been.
But you still earned it.
It maybe it was strategic. Who knows? All I know is I walked it down and I earned the job, and now here I am, almost 2 years later, and we're helping people buy houses and create generational wealth. So I could really care less what they think.
Right. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, right? Because so I was at the city council meeting I was at the other day. I mentioned that, like, I'm not shaving my beard, I'm not cutting my hair, like this is who I am, because there have been times where I dress for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I was working at the prison, you know what I mean? It was like, a certain way that you had it when you first start going anyway until you get comfortable. So like you said, I usually cover my tattoos. Like I have tattoos as well, so I usually cover my tattoos, you know what I mean? And when it's like job interview time, like I used to shave my beard, trim it down, hair all fresh and stuff like that. Like, and I don't shave my beard anymore. I make sure everything is neat and clean. But like, what's your thoughts on us having to feel as though we need to look a certain way? Because I believe that
Good question.
me as being clean in the black community
Uh-huh.
is a completely different. Like I can be clean in the black community, but if I were to go to a job, same suit, I could wear a suit to a wedding.
Right.
In the black community, I'm like, yo, you fresh, you killed them, you clean. But I can wear that exact same suit to a job interview on a professional level, and people are like,
That ain't it.
you look like you would rob this place. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I think. So me and you went to the same church, so we had dress clothes. We was dressing up. We had church clothes.
Right.
So I think it's important, like especially for coaches and people who are involved in the youth. I think it's important to expose them to that, to dressing in a more business manner, because I don't think business is the right attire for every situation. You're not always
Right.
dressing in business. You're not always dressing casual. You just got to read the room. So obviously, I think we're held to a higher standard of that. And that's just the reality of it. I think we're held to a higher standard of that. And when you're not, quote unquote, dressed to the nines, and everything ain't fitted and ain't looking right, you judge even harder than Biff, whose his suit don't even match.
Right. And I'm glad Deontay asked you that question, because I seen a comment in the video that he posted last night, and it rubbed me. When I say it rubbed me the wrong way, it rubbed me the wrong way. When I seen that this morning, like, how dare you tell us how we should present ourselves
To be heard.
where we're going. If I'm going to make sure that I'm presentable. You can't tell me what I should wear, what I should dress, how my beard should be. Should I grow my hair out? Should I rock the bald head? So you're telling me I can't even put oil sheen on my head because it's too shiny? Like, that question that they put in Deontay's comment, when I say it rubbed me the wrong way, because it was like you tried to step me back as a black man to fit your narrative. Do you experience that in the banking world?
Yeah, like I just spoke about with the city official. That was the first time that it was like, oh, this is way bigger than me. This is way bigger than me. So I wear that with pride. Like I always talk about I be dressed. Like I put it on because I feel it's my obligation to put on.
Right.
They're already looking at me like they're already looking at me and expecting less.
Right. Okay.
For whatever reason.
Right.
For whatever reason.
So you come in there like, here I come.
So yeah, I'm not stupid by any stretch of the imagination, and I definitely take that on the chin and wear that on my sleeve, that pride part, because
Absolutely.
I gotta let you know, like, my mom and my dad ain't raised no dummy,
Right.
and I'm gonna let you know that when you see me and you judge because I dress a little bit more fly than you, I might be dressed more like Nino Brown than than you would expect from a branch manager, but I'm gonna put it on, but the work is gonna speak. I'm gonna let you make your own judgment. That's fine.
And I gotta applaud you again for that, because so many people think that us as black men, that we're just aggressive and we don't know how to have a conversation, and we ain't willing to listen, and everything we say is supposed to go. That ain't how this is. But when you've been held back and you got so much pent up frustration, because I got a lot of pent up frustration about certain stuff that I see. Like, I know you two is, and y'all educated, you highly educated, and to see certain individuals try to hold y'all back, try to hold me back, just because we talk a certain way, we dress a certain way, we act a certain way. Like, one thing for me, I'm not changing for nobody. If the meeting requires a suit, then I know to wear a suit.
Right.
Like, you can't tell me how I'm supposed to interact
You know what?
with anybody.
I got a question for you since you said that, right?
Let's go.
Because, like, I know we've been kicking it for a minute now, you know what I mean? So it's like you ramping up, you know what I mean? You learning a lot of stuff, a lot of new information is coming to you.
Yeah.
So, like, and we in two different generations. Is there any, like, let me think, because your peers, is some of your peers are actually in those positions. Is it like, is there, now I don't want to call them ill feelings, but do you have feeling towards all of the people that you know now, because you know new information? Like, it's like, damn, I wish I would have been telling me all of this stuff then, because I would have been, you know what I mean? I would be in a better position. Everything, like, you got to think, in the last 6 months, you've been hit with so much information. And it's like, it's younger people telling me this. And now you see, oh, okay, I know all of these people they talking about. Like, what's your thoughts on being caught up to speed on everything that you maybe were blind to or didn't know in this short period of time?
What I definitely know is to finish what you start.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that, because I went to college,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish it. I started some jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I comfortable where I'm at? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I go to work every day. I make sure I take care of my house. I make sure I take care of my car. I make sure wifey good, wifey work, kids straight, whatever they go
Right.
through, we'll work together as a family.
Right.
Could I be better?
We all
Absolutely.
can.
Right.
Yep.
Because there's some things that I, like when they say you left some meat on the bone,
Uh-huh.
I definitely left some meat on the bone.
Okay.
Like if I could go back and clean up some things that I did, it could be down 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I would definitely go back and clean up some stuff because I'm 53. I'm still learning about credit.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to clean my credit up. Remember, I told you I get a credit card and I go swipe, 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 swipe until ain't nothing there.
Right.
And ain't thinking about paying it back.
Right.
I wasn't looking at a credit score and say,
Think about
you
30%
you know what I'm
utilization
saying?
and all that, yeah.
Oh, credit is 350. What that mean?
Mhm.
I didn't get that education.
Right.
So if I could go back and clean some things up, I would. Do I see friends that I went to school with and they well off better than me? Absolutely. I wish I would have finished.
Right.
Like, am I jealous? No.
Right.
I
Right.
wouldn't
Right.
change nothing. I'm good.
Right. So then, what would you say to men who 30 to 40? Like, okay, let's go. First of all, what would you say to men 20 to 30 about life?
About
Life and whatever you got.
what I would say is take your time.
Okay.
There's no need to rush.
Okay.
When I was that age, I'm 20s, I'm baby, 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 baby.
Yeah.
I can't catch my breath because I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna take care of them.
Damn.
Like my 4 oldest was stair steps,
Mm-hmm.
so that's like boom, 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 boom. I didn't even get a chance to really grow up.
Mm-hmm.
I was a 19, 20-year-old with my first one.
Right. So you was
I-
dad.
Yeah, like, and I didn't understand that concept. There was nobody there speaking to me like, yo, you need to get your credit right. You need to, bro, I told you I used to have a job and I would go to sleep, but I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I get up, my head ain't in the right space. I'm quitting.
Right.
Like, that was on my mind, like, I'm not going to work tomorrow.
Right.
I wouldn't do that now.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
that, I taught myself some valuable lessons in life that I had to learn on my own. Like, poor, broke,
Right.
messing up your credit,
Right.
don't got no car. You might see me walking across West 18th Street at 22, 23. I'm not thinking about no car. I'm thinking about, she said he ain't got no Pampers.
Right.
How I'm going to get him to get him? So I would go back and
Slow down.
I would slow, bro, I was moving. We all probably move fast.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's why we're trying to get these messages. So that,
In that time frame, I was moving so fast and it was like I ain't have a care in the world.
30 to 40.
30 to 40.
What would you say to people? Anybody from between the ages 30 to 40. 30 to 40.
That is where you should start developing.
Okay.
It didn't take a long time to develop. I'm 53. I'm still developing.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So 30 and 40, we still moving fast, but we're learning to slow down.
Okay.
Because now you on that's that cusp when it's time to slow down.
Right.
If you
Right.
ain't paying attention to it, life go past you so fast. I remember when Ash was playing Bay City. Now he's sitting up here with us, running a bank.
Right.
Seeing him in high school,
Right.
seeing him play college,
Right.
to now where he at.
Mm-hmm.
That's that slow down moment.
Right.
Because I remember he said his 4 sons. One of them asked him, Dad, how you do at work today? Like, that's the slow down process.
Okay.
I would have slowed down.
Okay.
My going into my 40s, I was still moving.
Okay.
Like, I didn't start getting right until I was entering my 50s.
Oh man. I'm thinking I was cool. I was waiting for 40 to 50. You telling me I'm still finna be out here acting like a knucklehead?
I hope not. You got too much knowledge. I know you ain't, but
So
I don't know what you think.
40 to 50 then, cause I'm at now we in my era. You know what I mean? We in 40 to 50.
I'm granddad mode. Like, my granddaughter just texted me this morning and said, Papa, can you buy some bundt cakes from Cheer? She cheer for Erie High.
Okay.
When she go to collegiate, she like, Papa, can you buy some bundt cakes? I'm like, I'll buy as many as you need. Like,
Right.
that's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Like, my grandson, like my grandkids, that's,
Yeah.
I don't even, my kids, I love y'all, but my grandkids,
Yep.
that's,
Little baby.
like, them is like, yo, Some of them, we all got different relationships. I got a different relationship with every one of my grandkids.
Okay.
Like some get that rah-rah, and some is, oh, my my granddaughter, she really high.
Right.
And I got a granddaughter that's about to graduate high school.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
the
up.
First one.
But listen, so this is what I don't want to do. I don't want to leave because this is YouTube, you know what I mean? So this is Facebook Live and YouTube, so we ain't got to worry about the advertisement and like that. We got to talk about Ground Zero visual.
Oh yeah.
Because,
Right,
like,
I
I
love
know, like, I remember, again, Malk said, you know, Bay City. I remember Bay City, JFK League, you know, Lions, Cougars, you know, and all of that. But, like, your pops always had the camera out, and now we see you with the
Yeah,
cameras, the drones. So take us through, like, Ground Zero from the beginning to today and what you offering to the people.
Oh yeah. So you talking about I got a little side business. So that's something I.
Hold on, wait. You got to, excuse me?
That's my side business.
Oh, you said little side business.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
big-
Well,
that's a big
I mean,
business.
you know,
You got
modest,
Gannon with it.
real modest with it.
Okay.
Gannon
I
with
got
it.
some stuff cooking. It's gonna go. But,
Okay.
This all started like I'm just trying to figure out a way to turn a dollar, bro. It's like I mean I'm salary and something about salary was just like, all right, you start January 1. You know at the end of the year exactly how much you taking home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, that ain't enough for me. So I need to figure out a way to have some other supplemental income. So it started with just a drone and just recording things with drones and stuff like that and phone gimbals. And before I knew it, I had a whole production studio.
Mm.
So now I make videos. I do videography, photography for weddings and events and sports mostly. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I kind of preach that too. Obviously, my job, I'm a branch manager at the bank. That's my 9 to 5, you know, and having that 9 to 5, you know, it affords me the ability to be able to work my side gig and have money to put towards my passion, which is the videography. So, you know, that's something I always kind of preach to the kids that come in is like, you know, always have multiple streams of income.
Mm.
You know, you get 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
And you working, you know, 9 to 5 at a job, you know, to each his own. But I love helping people. That is not my passion. You know, that is not my passion as far as my side business and do my videography. Like, I truly, like, just kind of fell into that. It started as a hobby, and now it's like just the creation process of it and, you know, capturing people's weddings and stuff like that. I truly enjoy that. So, yeah, just bubble, bro. Just turned into something I didn't expect it to go.
That's crazy. You said you enjoy it, because that's some tedious stuff, man.
Yeah.
Very, like videography, like
Yes.
photos is quick. You can go through edit pictures.
Man, we see you at the basketball games and you talking on your mic and the drone is flying and you at football game. What's the biggest event you did with that so far?
A couple weeks ago, I just did this event in Columbus for Microsoft.
What?
So
For Microsoft?
yeah,
Okay.
I just did this event in Columbus. It was pretty cool. It's up on LinkedIn. They be sharing the video. I did a video for a trucking company. You know, I'm contracted in. I do pictures or video for Gannon women's basketball, men's basketball every year. So I'm just blessed and, you know, just learning. I'm self-taught. I picked up a camera and figured out, you know, I actually, you know, I lean on some people with cameras and get a little bit of tidbits information from them. But YouTube University,
Yeah.
and just trying to take it further.
So like, if people were looking for you for services, what type of services is it? Or do you doing videos? You doing reels? You doing pictures? You doing like commercials?
I
You
do
doing
it all.
you do real
I do
estate?
it all.
Like
I'm trying to do a movie next.
okay,
But I've done real estate commercials. I've done, you know, banquet videos, and quinceañeras, and weddings, and funerals, and I mean, corporate events. So yeah, it's just.
so you can do anything that they need.
I literally can do anything.
Anything. Okay, so anything that's needed. So music videos and all of that.
I haven't done any music videos, but if your music whack, I ain't doing it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Oh, you gotta send me a song.
It might be some documentaries.
You can send me a
floating around
song,
here.
I'll
Might be
play
some
it, and if it's
documentaries
alright,
floating around here.
You know, we can make something happen. But yeah, no, I'm just I love the creation process behind it. It started as a hobby. Now, you know, I love the art.
And
art
it be
part.
so clear. Like when I watch your videos, they be so clear.
Appreciate
like,
that, man. Appreciate
clear.
that. Appreciate
so.
that.
What was the contract that you got? What was the one that was like, oh, this real? Not the amount, but who was
Yeah.
the, you know?
Yeah. When I started getting passed around Gannon, you know, because I just popped up with a camera. I graduated from Gannon. I'm an alma mater, so I popped up at a football game and just, still learning my settings and my camera and even what I was doing. Before I knew, I started getting emails from, the water polo team or the basketball team and the hockey team, or you know what I mean. So everyone's asking for me to come out. The Microsoft thing was that was like, all right, this is
Yeah, that was serious.
pretty big. That's cool.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was real big. I mean, this is Microsoft.
But listen, man, we've been going for an hour and 25 minutes, man.
You know how we do.
We didn't cover the finances. We didn't talk about Ash down there at the bank and all of the things that they're doing with housing for the community, from the workshops, budgeting, planning, bank accounts. He plugged in Justin, for the corporate accounts and commercial investments.
Yep.
Yeah, commercial investments and stuff like that. We talk youth football. We talk Ashton got a variety of financial assets and resources as far as life insurance, as far as real estate, and then even your side hustle. With his videography, with Ground Zero Visuals. Make sure you follow those pages. I don't want to keep you on here too long because people lose the attention span and kind of get drawn out. So what I will ask you, is there any final things that you want to say to people who are watching or who will watch or who's going to watch when we put this on the YouTube? If you had to say anything to anybody, go ahead, man. Filterless.
Oh yeah, again, I'm Ash, man. I appreciate y'all for just trusting me and giving me opportunity to earn your business. I am not a financial mogul at all. I'm just a dude that work at a bank. I get information. I'm literally a part of my community, and I love my city enough that I want to be part of the reason and a part of the change. I see a lot of people that don't even live here have an opinion about Erie, and that's fine because you still one of us, and when you come back, we'll accept you. But I'm actually one of the people that I care enough that I want to be here and I want to be a part of the change that's happening, the change that's coming. So that's what we're gonna do.
You couldn't have said that no better. We definitely been preaching about change. So to hear somebody else sit at this desk with us and speak on that, like,
Absolutely.
big up to you for that.
Absolutely,
Sure.
man. And again, man, we appreciate you coming in here. We appreciate you sitting down with us, and we need everybody to follow Ash. You know what I mean? We need you all to be at the Erie Bank to, get some more information. Like you said, the community room is available. So when you say the community room is available, like, I'm gonna leave it, but so like anybody with some financial knowledge can be like, hey, I want to post up and run a workshop in here.
Yeah, I've reached out to numerous people.
Okay.
Like, listen, you doing little classes on Facebook. You
Okay.
have a small group of people. You want a space, you have one.
Okay, so all of our financial advisors and people who building credit and people who doing the small business and stuff like that, reach out to Ash over at Erie Bank or whoever organizes that, because we can't be calling Ash for everything. He is the bank manager. We can't be calling Ash for everything, but the resources are available in our community. We need to make sure that we advertising this, we promoting this more, because we are trying to uplift our community. We're trying to build our community. We're done asking for permission. So what we need to do is we need to lean on and rely on the people who have the resources and the access to the resources that can take us to the next level. So
Absolutely.
that is my final say so, and we're gonna pass it over to Malk to get his final say so in, and we're gonna close out with that.
This is Erie's own, homegrown.
Yep.
He's from our community. He's from our neighborhood. He's played football from a youngin' all through high school, through college, to stay. You know what? I gotta give you your kudos on. You stayed in Erie. You didn't leave.
Yep.
A lot of people leave. So you definitely deserve your kudos for staying here, helping our community. Much needed education on banking. Again, 10th and Parade, Erie Bank, Ashton Jones. You can catch me and my brother Deontay Cooley every Monday, 92.7 WICU HD2, 12:30 p.m. Listen to our radio show. We on every Thursday, 8 p.m. here, Facebook, YouTube. Download our Plight of the Black Man social impact page. Join my Facebook page, his Facebook page, this man's Facebook page. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Listen, man, y'all have a good night. We out.